Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We're continuing in Hachseg's learning of the Pele Yoetz. Today is day number 25, Erev Shabbos Kodesh. Really, Erev Tisha B'Av Kimat. There is not going to be a lesson on Tisha B'Av. The Tisha B'Av itself is a day of mourning the Chorban HaBayis. And the truth of the matter is that when a husband and a wife are building their Bayis Ne'eman B'Yisrael, which is a microcosm of a Beis HaMikdash, it is a place where Isha Zacho, Shechina Shar B'neim, the Shechina can dwell in our homes, in our midst, like he did in the Beis HaMikdash. When there's discord and when there is a lack of Shalom Bayis, that is like the continuation of the Chorban which took place 2,000 years ago. So it's quite fitting that during this time we should be learning all about increasing and enhancing and strengthening our Shalom Bayis, because if we have the Bayis Ne'eman B'Yisrael that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to have, if we have a house of Midas Toivos, we have a house of Ava and Reus and Shalom and Simcha, and there is joy and there is respect and there is understanding and acceptance between us and our spouses, so then that is a building of a Bayis of a house that is a bit of the building of the Beis HaMikdash, and that gives us a chance to be zeicher to bring HaKadosh Baruch Hu down to this world with the building of the Bayis Shlishi, the third Beis HaMikdash, B'mheira B'yameinu. So this is the final class before Tisha B'Av, and in Yetz Hashem, we should be zeicher to rebuild our marriages and make them even greater and stronger and more beautiful. And in that schus help HaKadosh Baruch Hu to rebuild the Beis HaMikdash. And he writes, Ulechein, therefore, we just finished speaking about a wife that is struggling with her husband. She should be very careful not to tell it over to her family, mother, father, sister, because most likely it's going to come back to bite her when they end up telling him and confronting him. Ulechein avia v'ima u'krevea, her father, her mother, and her relatives. If they have understanding, even if this woman who's the oppressed wife goes and tells them all the things she's enduring, they should make themselves as if they don't know anything at all. And they should greet her husband with a smiling countenance. Why? Because it's good for their daughter. Because if they're going to look at her husband with this mean, sour face, where it shows that they're angry with him, he's going to understand that his wife is telling things that he shouldn't tell. Even if they would like the husband to hear what they have to say, and to rebuke him and criticize him for the things that he's done to their daughter, they have to make it seem as if the words that they heard bad about him, they heard through some kind of a rumor from the neighbors. They heard it through the window. They didn't hear directly from their daughter. That would make the husband very angry with the daughter. But whatever, they heard the neighbors talking. The window was open. They heard somebody down the street saying something that's not nice about them. So therefore, that if they want to say anything to the husband, they have to do it in that way, that it's just some kind of a rumor that they want to make sure that everything's okay. But even better, do not reveal anything to him, so that they should not cause him pain, and they will not hate him in their hearts. Rather, the wife should certainly not say anything to her parents. She doesn't want to cause them any pain, nor does she want to cause that they should hate the husband in their hearts. She should be like a kala that is found perfect in the eyes of her father-in-law. And they go and they tell over the praises in the father's house. Oh, everything is great. She's great. The husband is great. The kala is great. Everything is good. It'll be a mitzvah for her. She will help her father and her mother and her relatives to have a happy heart. She should try her best to always give them good, to lead them off with good feelings and the like. Better than her telling her family and the family confronting the husband, like we said before, she should rebuke her husband when at herself, at the time that he is willing to hear it, and with a very pleasant and pleasing way that she speaks to him. She's not accusing, she is not on the offensive, she is not coming at him with all of these terrible complaints and things that she has. No, she comes gently and sweetly, and she tries to criticize him ever so carefully, constructive criticism to make him help to change. B'chein v'chesed, with grace and chesed and kindness, certain that will bring about much greater results if she does it in that way. Like it says in Mishlei, Lashon Raka, a soft tongue, Tishbar Garam, can break a hard bone. If you speak softly, it can break a hard bone. If you speak softly and kindly to your husband, you can break and you can penetrate a hardened heart. And therefore, says the Pele Yoetz, you need to make sure that you're doing things properly over here. And pour out your heart to Hashem every single day. Maybe HaKadosh Baruch will have grace on her. Usvilasa, and her prayers. Tase Peiros, they will do great benefits. To help her husband go back to the proper path instead of being someone that is unruly. And then she will find menucha, she will find peace as well. Again, just to make the disclaimer, like we said yesterday, it's very hard to know how much to the extreme that we have to take the words of the Pele Yoetz over here. Domestic violence and terrible shalom bayis, and screaming and yelling and throwing around the D word left and right. Yeah, divorce left and right. I'm going to divorce you. I'm going to run away. This is not the way that we're supposed to talk. This is not what we bring into our marriages. But if there's so much tension and there's so much aggravation and there's so much lack of shalom bayis between a couple, go get help. Don't keep it bottled up to yourself. Women, go and speak to your rebbetzin or speak to someone. Don't go to your mother and your sister first. Speak to someone more objective, not connected, and get some advice and help. Husbands, if you're having difficulty, go get advice and help. And if you will need to meet with the rabbi together, if you will need to go and meet with the marriage counselor together, go and take care of it, because the most valuable relationship that you have in your life is that between a husband and a wife. Kids, they will grow up and they will leave the house. Friends, they will come and they will go. The neighbors might move away. Your siblings, they don't live with you. The only one that is living with you all the time is your spouse, and therefore we have to anchor in that relationship with all of the ava azah, like we're discussing. We're talking about the very strong and impenetrable love that we need to have. When we do that, so then this relationship is really Baina the Bayis Neman. It is a house, a dwelling place for the Shekhinah to come. And that is nachas ruach to the Ribbono Shel Olam. That is a nechama of Tzion v'Yushalayim, and then that's the chusim Yetz Hashem. As we build our batim, our houses, that much better, and we fill our houses with love and shalom bayis and ava beinenu, between the two of us, between a husband and a wife. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu see how badly we want the ultimate bayis, the ultimate house with the ultimate relationship between us and the Ribbono Shel Olam, and build the Bayis Shlishi, and bring us to Shalayim HaKodesh b'mheira v'yameinu. Have an easy and a meaningful fast. Let us introspect and see where we can correct our own houses, and in that schos will bring the house of Hashem down to this world. All the best. Kol Tov.